Hello again and welcome to a new lesson. This lesson is perhaps the most important of the course because it will explain to you what IT is today. Okay? So, we are used to the term cloud. What is the cloud? Of course, it is key. Why has it arrived? Among the first conclusions is that it is very expensive. I have my server. It's running for a few euros, and the cloud for every single thing I do. It costs me money. The first impression. But hey, let's just say the cloud lets you store or run things without you having to care how they do it. It is an absolute abstraction of process and storage. So why is it important? Why it has changed the world? Why it looks expensive, but then it is not expensive? And why it is the only solution? Because we have tried to find solutions, redundancy, for development, for the user, for systems for development. Forget about maintaining servers. Forget about creating and waiting for it to become available. You forget about having to optimize, adjust, and so on. You don't have to care about all that anymore. Development. Create something, and that's something. An application, a game, whatever. If you need more or less resources, the cloud can be configured to give them to you. Of course, depending on how much it consumes, it will switch off. But what's the biggest advantage? Reliability is extremely high. Then you had a project on a hard disk, or even on a server, and it crashed, and you had to be correct to a cow that had recorded and so on. The cloud applies redundancy so that it achieves redundancy at multiple sites. This implies that it is very difficult to get lost. Of course, there are different policies, different ways of doing it, paying more, paying less and more. But a priori, it will keep things from getting lost. Then it also involves balancing. If the project consumes a lot of resources, it is given a lot of resources. If the project uses few, it is given few resources. If you are given few resources, we pay little. But if there comes a time when there are many requests, which always happened at Christmas and so on, when there had to be a server and so on, then all that, the restart options are done by the cloud. What happens if there is an earthquake? Since there is the option of having the code located in different points of the globe, it will not be damaged. Unless there is a hole in the ground, it is very difficult for anything to happen. Then, most importantly, we can have the code, files, photos, programs, whatever, stored in one or several providers, and we know that it is secure. In other words, we have all our photos in Google Photos or Photos, and we know that this photo is never, ever lost. They have a reliability of 99.99 or 99.89, consistently very high. So you pay for what you have, you pay for what you run, but it's the only option that the cloud gives us, that your code can be deployed in different providers. Be transparent with us. And of course, everything can be automated. The cloud allows us to create a complete environment, as I said with Git. A version of Git is going to be released, and an environment is created to test that version. This version is tested, the environment is destroyed, and once everything is correct, the MER is done. All the most important things. The cloud is a common entity. It is really servers, many servers, hard disks and so on that are going to transparent as an entity that allows us to have things reliable, 100%, and that there are no performance problems. Therefore, it must be understood that whatever you want to store must be in the cloud. Photos automatically Amazon. Photos can be configured so that any photo you take is automatically uploaded. GitHub, you know it's a cloud. That is, you upload something to GitHub, which is more than duplicated, so nothing is ever lost. So, one problem we are going to have is to choose which cloud to use them all, but there are tools for this as well. And we are going to know the most famous, the most important for what is platforming, which is this reason, which will be the next chapter. Best regards, and I hope you enjoyed the reflection.